So this is my kayak as it sits now. I guess this would be version 4.0. Last I posted on YouTube it was version 2.0. So I'll show you some changes I made. I had this sitting, originally it was sitting in the back, and that made the kayak very unstable. I moved it up here, and I had it kind of in the middle of where these two are right now. I didn't like that. There was some wasted space up here, and in such a small boat you want as much space as you can get, so I moved that forward and screwed it directly into the hull. I don't take this box off. I take the battery out if anything needs done. Along with that, I modified the box to accept my fish finder power so that it is running off of the 10 amp fuse inside of the box rather than having another battery, adding more weight, adding another fuse and all that. I just very simply added it into the circuit. Moving back, this is my fish bag. It's just a little bag ice chest I got on Amazon. It's pretty good. I like them. The Yak Hacker brand. You can find them on Amazon. I think they're about 40 bucks. So I've been trying to find a really good way to kind of mount this, and I finally come up with using the carry strap that it came with, going through here, and again, carry strap it came with, a mount, and then I tightened it, and now it doesn't want to go all over the place, so that's really nice. It's got little bungee straps on the front. That's where I keep my long pliers. I have a short pair of pliers that I keep in my PFD there. I also, last fishing trip I almost lost this. It does not float that I know of. I almost dropped it in the water. Don't want to test if it floats or not, so I put a little leash on it and folds up. Normally I keep it kind of like that, somewhere like that, just to keep it out of the way. I had one of these. I have 4 of these, but I'm only using 2 right now. I had this mounted here, and I had my cup holder mounted on it, and I thought I would like that. Did not like that. Did not like that at all. It was just in the way whenever you would go to stand, and made things just kind of difficult getting in and out as well. So I moved my cup holder back here. This is just an extra Yak Attack quick mount that I have, so I put it on the front, and if I ever feel like moving that to over here, it's already there. This was originally part of my transducer mount, but I no longer use this because I mounted my fish finder. Let's see, is it connected? Yes. My fish finder there, I mounted it into this cup holder area. I don't use these cup holders ever. My water bottle that I bring fishing with me it fits in here, but it does not fit really in there without rattling around and making a whole bunch of noise, and that's not really what I'm there for when I'm fishing, so I like it quiet. I rounded the transducer wires under the seat, and then just with a bungee cord took up the extra slack because they're like 20 foot long. Moving to the back, so this originally was where that cup holder is. This is my transducer mount for my Garmin fish finder. So this is the stock rail that came with the boat. Originally was up front, and I traded that out for those two 12-inch. So I moved this one over here so that I could have this and kind of have it just out of my way whenever I don't want it up, so I can just kind of leave it on the kayak instead of always having to take it off and on depending on where I'm fishing, because sometimes I fish in the marsh where it's really, really shallow and a fish finder doesn't make any sense. So have that now sorted. I also have my emergency rope, I guess you could say. I roped it around there. I don't really use that space much. It's kind of difficult to get to, honestly, whenever you're in the boat. I have my crate torn down right now. I have some things coming in to attach my rod holders a lot better than I have. I was using zip ties and things. I just didn't like that. So moving on, of course, I have the Newport trolling motor. Really like it. It's a 36-pound thrust. Moves me about 3 or 4 miles an hour. Saltwater, freshwater. It's great. So this is, again, just the stock mount. I don't have anything mounted to it. I don't know that I'm going to mount anything to it, but I had it. I'd mounted it there for a different reason that ended up not working out at all. So I just left it, and I sealed some holes. This was originally those 2 spots there you see. They were a holder, kind of like this, for the stock bungee, and the stock bungee would always shift this forward. So I removed it. I have a different way that I'm going to secure this to the boat in the future. Right now, I don't have it yet. So these holes here, I had that mount, that track mount. I had it here for my flag. That didn't work out. The Yak Attack, I believe it is, Visiflag. The insert for the T-screw is way too short, and so it would just pull out. So now I just stick the entire thing in one of these rod holders because I usually only carry 2 rods with me. I don't find that having 6 or 7 rods in the boat with me at one time has helped me catch any more fish. So that's why my kayak crate's torn down. I had 6 originally, 7 with my flag mount, but yeah, that's just way too much stuff back there. So this cracked on me. I'm gonna have to remake this out of some different kind of plastic, but it works for now. This is my quick connect for my trolling motor. You just spin the red and pull, and it's disconnected. This allows me to remove the trolling motor, whereas before I had it hardwired, and I really hated that, but I didn't have this at the time. The block off plate you see here is just an old cutting board that we had, and I cut it up and fitted it, and then underneath this is a bunch of silicone adhesive so that it stays, relatively sealed. Originally that was a rod holder, just like on the other side, but I don't use this rod holder at all. Rather, I sometimes put my net that's laying in the ground over there, sometimes I put it in there. Don't really, actually I've never used that net. Wish I had. Sometimes. This is my rod holder as well, and that's pretty much it. That's version 4.0. I do have a stakeout pole now. It's disconnected. There's Duke. That's our puppy dog. He's a good boy. Yeah, always definitely recommend these rod leashes. They're from Rogue Endeavor on Amazon. They were cheap. They come in blue and yellow. Yellow's faded quite a bit. The blue is still pretty blue. This I usually attach to my stakeout pole, or I am considering now using it as a rod leash because one of my friends, while I was fishing with them, lost a very expensive rod, and I do not want that to happen to me. This is that Visipole from Yak Attack that I was talking about. It's great. I love it. The light lights up. The batteries last forever in it because it's an LED. The flag is super visible. The reflectors on it are super visible. The only issue that I have is, I don't know if you can see in there, there is that copper piece in there is very, very short. It's like this long. And when they put it in there, I guess they didn't epoxy it, or maybe mine just slipped through the cracks, or whatever it may be, but it pulls out every time you tighten this down. So this now gets put on the back of the crate, like so, in a rod holder, and will be moving to the side. And I want this as far up as possible, so that is, again, another reason why this is torn down. I'm waiting on some parts from Amazon to make that work. I do have a 100 amp hour battery in that battery box, and it gets me, if I use this on setting 3, it gets me about 6 hours. If I use this on setting 5, I get about 3 hours. There is no real speed difference between setting 3 and 5 on this 36-pound thrust trolling motor in this kayak. This hull is a Pelican catch mode 110, and it is not a efficient hull. It's a great kayak, don't get me wrong. I love it. It was cheap. It's fairly stable for what it is. I've caught a lot of fish out of this boat. It is a great boat. I do have anchor trolleys on both sides. These are the HD from Yak Attack. They're pretty good. Let's see, this one seems to be a little stoved up right now. There we go. So you can move this from side to side and move your anchor wherever you need to. I have one on this side and one on the other side, and then I have a Pelican kayak crate underneath it. But yeah, that's it.